What is good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with a post-commentary duel video. This time we're featuring Prank Kids versus Infernoble. So this is going to be pretty intense, guys. Prank Kids got some awesome support in the new set of Phantom Rage, which is just Meow Meow, the Link one. But that just unlocks a whole avenue for the deck. And they're going to be taking on the Titans of this format. One of the Titans, which is Infernobles. A deck that I really much like, but I don't know if I'll ever pick up. Depends on what the deck can do after Konami decides to hit Link Cross and Hulk. Depends what the deck can do then. We'll decide the factor if I can pick it up. But we're seeing Instant Fusion, paying 1,000 life, summoning out the Millennium Eyes Restrict. All the days of Crusadia when Instant Fusion was at 3, and that was the way to play around hand traps. And I assume that's probably the reason why the Prank Kid player did this, was just so that he could play almost uninterrupted. Like, it's pretty much saying the Infernoble player has to have a Infinite Impermanence or Bust. But we're going to see the Prank Kids Roxy's float out into Lampsies, linking up into Bow Wow Bark, I believe. I apologize for the glare, guys. This is not my my hard local store, so I wasn't able to get the right spot. I wasn't familiar with how the glare would be, but this was a match I figured we could not miss. So after linking off into what I believe is Bow Wow Bark, we're going to end up floating out to the Fansies and getting Pandemonium off the Bow Wow Bark. We actually will have a deck profile of this Prank Kids list coming up, I believe, Friday, so stay tuned for that as well. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. I know the world is getting kind of crazy, but we're going to see a fusion summon, I believe, of the rocket ship. We're going to go land on the moon, guys. So now I'm kind of confused. Something sends the trap card, which I cannot Prank Kid Pranks, which is like the ability to link, I believe, on the opponent's turn. We're going to see that the rocket ship's going to tribute itself to add, or to summon back out, Cock-a-doodle-doo and Lampsies. So this deck is actually pretty crazy in its combo line. Now it's one card starts everything, gets everything going, which is quite crazy. But it's actually really good for the deck strategy if you really think about it. And the fact that Wowzer, so Cock-a-doodle-doo tributes itself, I believe, to add back 2 spells, so he gets himself back Pandemonium and Prank Kid Pranks. And there is Bow Wow Bark, I believe. I couldn't quite see what he summoned prior to this, so I must have been another Cock-a-doodle-doo. But we're going to float out into a Roxy's now. Almost done full circle here. No, I think we have done full circle. We're going to see a set of 2. In phase, Millennium Eyes gets destroyed. He's going to activate Bow Wow Bark to tribute to summon out 2, which will return 2 monsters to hand, which makes that Pandemonium live. We're going to see a special summon of Red Layer. Pandemonium activated. Fusioning 3 to summon out the Battling Butler. He's going to be able to chain block with the place. I know chain block is not the correct term, but it is what it is. And that's going to allow each one of the Prank Kids to float. So we're going to see, I believe, another Lampsies, and I think another Dropsies if my memory serves me well. Nope, Flamsies, just totally wrong here. And then they get to send cards. Oh, nope, there's Dropsies coming out right now. And, yeah, wow. So he's going to burn, I believe, with I think he fused in hand with one. He's going to burn, gain life, and then dump a card. We had a little cut here because of the Infernoble player activates triple tactical talents. It does not target. So then we had a replay back. So it doesn't target. So he tributes the Butler. He still gets to take. He takes the Roxy's, and then he normal summons Connector and specials from the deck the Aqua Dolphin. But he already had the Aqua Dolphin. It wasn't until after it was caught that so he just put the Aqua Dolphin back to his hand to replay back through everything. So that's why there's no cheating going on, guys. So we're just gonna see some typical Infernoble plays with Halifibrax, Renaud touching down at the very far end of the field because there's a Fire Warrior, Gimba, and we're going to see a Synchro, I believe, for Excel Synchron. Yep, drawing another card. So this is one thing about the Infernoble deck that I really love and don't like. It's combo flexibility is really high, but again, guys, I think the deck lives and breathes by Hulk and Link Cross, and if one of those cards go, the deck loses a significant amount of power. And I don't like putting all my eggs into 2 highly two targets that have two cards that have targets on their back. I can't speak. But he is going to go ahead and go to Boral Savage. So he's going to go into the Rip Roarin' Roadster, I believe. No, he's going to go back into a Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. I believe that's what that... The glare is extremely bad in this right here, so... But I do know that's a Borreload Savage beneath a Link Cross, I believe, equipping the Halifibrax. So they're discussing if the equipped gets there or not. Excuse me, he equipped a Isolde. Prank Kid's Pranks, allowing him to go into a Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, which I believe is the... Gets him a search on summon, or maybe he forgot the search. I do know the Infernoble player is very kind of new to the Infernoble strategy. He's picking up the deck as of recently and playing it, so... They will be some minor misplays. But what can you say? We're all humans. Well, most of us are. Anyway. Now I think we see a go into Hulk now, which is going to beam out a tuner, which is probably going to be Despot 0/0. Then we're going to see the funny, silly giant jet come up, and then shenanigans continue. So we're going to see a Link 2, into Roland. Roland being able to use its effect. Now see, I don't know if he had the silly plane, because I think the play would have been to go for the silly plane, and then continued off that way. But like I said, he's fairly new to the strategy, so he's still learning the combos, etc. Searching that Gearfried in the end phase. Sending a Durandal. And then I think... Yeah, he wasn't able to make me an enemy form, Emperor Charles, so we got to wait and see. He's looking at his options here, what he can do. I think he's kind of like comboed himself off to a point to where... He's coming himself off to a point where he cannot extend, but we see the Prank Kids player go to battle phase, swing a Cock-a-Doodle-Doo on the Hulk. Hulk activates the effect, tag into a Martial Metal Marcher, which is going to revive him another tuner, which is Tatsunoko. I like Tatsunoko. I think that's a really cool combo string in which you can synchro from the hand using a red layer, etc. But we're going to see a redeclaration with Cock-a-Doodle-Doo on the Tatsunoko, and we're going to see Cock-a-Doodle-Doo attempt to activate its effect. It's going to be negated by Boral Savage. Does the Prank Kids player have a way around it? He's going to set one mysterious card, and we're going to see Hair to the Chalice get fired off as a top deck, and we're going to wrap it up for Game 1. Remember, guys, check out our link down below to get yourself a Girsu Rising playmat today. And we're just going to go ahead and jump into Game 2 here. I believe Prank Kids is going to try and go first again. I mean, he went first. He won the dice roll, went first. But... we're going to see a normal summon of Lampsies, then link off into Meow Meow, which is going to summon out from the deck a Fansies, going into Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. Now I'm getting it down, guys. I am getting the rhythm down of these strategies here. I believe Lampsies gets to send from the deck to the graveyard a Prank Kids card, I believe. As you guys can see, me and the Inferno player talking about practically me in anime form right there. If I was an anime character, that's who I would be. Very fun fact, I actually love like all that old history like that involves Infernoble and Noble Knight, so it'd be like perfect. But I think that is Prank Kids, yeah, Prank Kids, I forget which is a token generator and Pot of Avarice, I believe. So he's going to spawn a token, and then he's contemplating linking. It's very interesting to see how this deck is like a link-based strategy, but also a fusion-based. It's really interesting. But we're going to see a summon of Verte Anaconda. Is a Dragoon going to touch down that cursed card, which I despise? We shall see. But we're going to see Cock-a-Doodle-Doo tribute itself to head back to Prank Kids Monsters. Is Verte going to pay 2,000 to send Red Eyes Fusion? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I really dislike Verte. I dislike Verte only because of Dragoons. But we're going to see, I believe, a fusion summon into the Red Rocket, which then we get the float out Roxy's. And I think that's it. Red Rocket's going to activate its effect, tributing itself to summon, I believe, Dropsies and a Fansies. Is what he's going for? No, he's going to summon back Cock-a-Doodle-Doo because you can do that. Nice, nice, very nice on the Prank Kids player. Still has 2 cards left in hand. He's checking out his graveyard quite a bit. Actually, for a second, thought that was his hand, and I was like, man, maybe this deck is just fire. But we're going to see a link into what I believe to be Bow Wow Bark in the Glare Zone, which is almost like the Twilight Zone. We're going to see a draw off of the Roxy's with him banishing a card. And we're just going to keep on seeing what's going to happen here. Bow Wow Bark, I believe, gets him a add. We're seeing a Thunder Dragon Fusion teched in there, which is pretty cool. So we're going to see a link into another Cockadoodle-Doo, which then we're going to use Verte. Oh, I think he's realizing he might have misplayed. But I think we see a Thunder Dragon Fusion, so maybe Verte's not going to summon out Dragoons, but instead is going to send Thunder Dragon Fusion to fusion out a Butler. We shall see. If he doesn't summon out Dragoons, mad plus to this guy for not playing a toxic card. So we are going to see a sending of Thunder Dragon Fusion to fusion out Battling Butler by using Thunder Dragon Fusion to shuffle back in said cards. So I don't know if, I think one of the Prank Kids cards is a Thunder, so he could technically banish that Thunder Dragon Fusion to add a card. But we're going to see a tribute to add Pandemonium and Lampsey. Oh, it's Dropsies. And now, some people might be like, this is kind of pathetic, but when you realize that the Battling Boxers, the Battling Butler is not a once per turn, and it can tribute itself to Regeki everything, and then Meow Meow lets you banish it for the first tribute, you practically get a 2-wave Regeki, which is nothing to laugh at, unless you're totally fearless. What's that deck that loves to be destroyed? Unchained. Then you laugh in Unchained because you love being destroyed. Then we're going to see a top deck of Reinforcements of the Army getting fired off right away. Reinforces the Army being at 1. Really wish it was at 3, but it is what it is. Grabbing a Renaud. Speaking of Reinforcing the Army, that gave me flashbacks to when Satellar Knights had it at 3. And speaking of Satellar Knights, have you guys seen the new, I think it's Section 10 reveals of new Necros cards, which means Satellar Knights might be getting new support in that, which would be Bomb, but Konami's probably forgot about him. I know Constellar's got a new card recently. Normal summon of, ooh boy, a normal summon of Connector eats the Effect Veiler, triple tactical talent is activated. He chains because it does not target the Bow Wow Bark and the Battling Butler to destroy the Connector and to get back 2 cards. Smart play on his part, being able to dodge, because I think Tactical Talents does not negate, so he could take the Butler and then activate Butler and destroy his opponent's field with it, which would be very interesting. But this Infernoble player is seeing Tactical Talents like it's his job. I mean, so we're going to see a poke with with Verte. He must have not had enough extenders to continue on. I think at this point, if he was lacking extenders, well, I guess in his sense, he knew the Battling Butler was going to destroy the monster, so he really kind of got caught pretty well. Interesting. So is it just going to be a Tactical Talents and take the Verte and pass? It's been a very long day, guys. This was the locals that we just got back from. It was just a very long day, so the players are probably both pretty tired. So do keep that in mind when you decide to cash your judgment. But we're going to see a Pandemonium and then a wrap it up for Game 3. Inferno player knows that it's a matter of time, and time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very important, so he's just going to wrap it up and go into Game 3, where I believe the Infernoble player is going to start us out with the normal summon of Ogier, which is my favorite Infernoble outside of Renaud, because this combo line of string Ogier plus Renaud, which he has in his hand, is an anti-Nibiru, which would allow him to set up Gearfried before his 5th summon. But instead, it seems like he just doesn't even care about Nibiru. This man's like, you have the rock, send it. And we're just going to a combo off here of Isolde adding the Connector, sending Smoke Grenade, and the Phoenix Blade. And we're going to see a Lancia get tagged down, and this Inferno, no wonder this Inferno player didn't fear the rock, because he was able to get called by the grave. Must be nice. But we're going to see that Isolde get linked off into a Link Cross, getting 2 tokens. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Link Cross, out of the 3 cards that I'm going to mention, Verte, Link Cross, Halifibrax, well, I said 3, but out of all these cards that are a problem, Link Cross, Halifibrax, Union Carrier, what card do you think Konami should hit? I think the answer is quite clear. Everyone's going to say Hulk. But we shall see what you guys say in the comment section down below. I guess now is a good time to mention that if you guys haven't already, hit that join button and become a member of our channel and join our awesome community, because to be fair, guys, we are just a great loving community, and you get up to 15% off your orders, guys. So there are some big updates and changes coming to the website here in a little bit. Not only will you get playmats, you could potentially be in the line to get some awesome TCG products. It all just depends. So as we are continuing on here, the Infernoble player still playing solitaire with himself. There I go, right in the middle. Me in anime form touches down. Emperor Charles. Me and the Infernoble player actually said that Charles looks more like a Richard the Lionhearted, and then we got into a huge discussion about the new Fate series. And I have to admit, I agree. I think Emperor Charles looks more like a Richard the Lionheart. But that's just my opinion. I also recognize that there is a Digimon playmat. What do you guys think of the new Digimon TCG that's getting ready to come out? I think they'd have better luck making like a mobile game with Digimon and actually like letting you choose Digimon, then you can fight like kind of like a Pokemon Go scenario but with Digimon, because it makes more sense because Digimon, digital champions. So the Infernoble player makes a mistake here and adds the living fossil, realizing he can't use it again, which is not a problem because this deck at certain points are very forgiving, and then at some points it is not very forgiving. But in this one case, it is very forgiving. Ogier being able to equip itself. We're going to see Living Fossil. And that's where we're telling him like he can't use Living Fossil to Reborn. So then he'll just equip Ogier to the Charles instead. And then we'll see a Phoenix Blade, banishing 2 to add to hand. Practically free discard fodder. He's equipping it. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I wonder if the equipped is just to make Charles a big beef boy. So this was actually a very long duel, guys. So this is sped up 2 times just to kind of get things to go faster, and it still is going to be like a 25-minute video. But, you know, you get to see why like these combo decks out here are just so powerful. But something needs to be answered. Can't we all just agree on that? Something needs to be done. Was that a silly play and I see finally touchdown? It was an Auroradon touchdown, tripping itself to summon out a Colt Wing Darn Glare. Going into a Charles, I believe. No, I think Savage Dragon. So now we have the typical board of Charles plus Savage, which remember guys, this is what the meta is. Practically 2 forms of interruption, and a hand rip gets you meta status. So he's going to look and rip that Dark Ruler from the hand. That is upsetting. That's why I don't play Dark Ruler anymore, because they'll just get it ripped. And off the top, he sees another Dark Ruler. Man, the skill level in this room is so high right now. We're going to see now it's up to the Prank Kid player to beat this board back. Does he have the resources to do so? Because even though Charles and Borlo Savage cannot activate their effects, they're big giant chunguses. And Ogier is protecting the Charles from being destroyed. Can the Prank Kid player do it? The Fates gifted him with an extra Dark Ruler when this man ripped the one from his hand. Shall he abuse this? Can he go plus Ultra and break this board? We shall find out. We're going to see Prankertops also get summoned down right here. So this man, it was destined to see a Prankertops and double Dark Ruler when the first one was going to get ripped. What skill, much level. But it seems to me that we are going to possibly see like a little mix up here. It seems like, personally to me, he like kind of forgot he was going second. And kind of plays like he's setting up to go first, which I don't know is the correct play. He does not get to deal battle damage because of Battling Butler, but I mean that's not Battling Butler, Dark Ruler, but that's not entirely too bad. What you really need to do is just clear this board, because if you leave even one of those Savage or Charles on the field, it just becomes very oppressive the next turn. Thinking about his next play, I wonder if he had access to Pandemonium, because I think Pandemonium would have been the best choice and then gone into a Butler. And then the Butler could have crashed over, could nuked everything but the Charles, and he could have found a way to like spin the Charles back or something. But we're going to see a Link 4 into the Rip Roaring Roadster. The dragon comes down, and he uses the dragon's tribute effect by banishing Meow Meow to destroy all the back row. So he's going to attack into the token. Roaring Raptor will crash into Charles. Dragster lets you add back any card, I believe. Prank Kid's card. Or maybe it is any card. Which is going to potentially grab him Pandemonium, or yes, Pandemonium. And then the Prankertops is just going to sack off, destroying it. So with no cards left on either player's field, the Prank Kids player was able to out the board. But again, this very unfair interaction by banishing 2 to get back the Phoenix Blade. He can then bring out the Charles again because DDR has no restrictions. So myself touches back down. Living Fossil that he added previous turn, able to fire off, bringing him back a card. And then we have a discussion because we thought Living Fossil negated the effects, but it actually doesn't. Living Fossil just reduces the attack and everything. That is going to... Marcher Metal Marcher is going to bring back a Tuna, which is going to be a Tatsunoko, which I remember seeing this play before. But we're going to see Phoenix Blade equipping again to the Charles. So I think maybe at this point he is just trying to wall up. But he actually pitched Boots, Phantom Knight Boots off of the DDR, which is going to get him a Fog Blade. What a recovery. So now he'll have a pop with Charles, a Rip a Hand with Charles, and a Fog Blade too. But one good thing about Prank Kids is he tries to flip over and hit the fancies, but he's like, wait, never mind. They don't do anything on summon. So we're going to see a Meow Meow come down, and we're going to see Lampsies in place to summon out Lampsies, excuse me. That was Fansies. To go into Cockadoodle-Doo. Cockadoodle-Doo is going to meet that Phantom Knight Fog Blade. And, SpaghettiOs. He cleared this board just for the Infernoble player to make a stouty comeback here. I mean, let's see here. Can the Prank Kids player do it? Can he beat this board again? The deck has crazy consistency and crazy floats. We're going to see a Fusion Shogun into the Rocket. The Rocket will be able to tribute itself to add back or summon, I think. We will see, shall we? I don't know if I see any way the Prank Kids player can get out of this, personally. Unless Prank Kids have some sort of crazy, shenanigans that I don't know about, which is very possible because, I'm not familiar with the Prank Kid strategy. But we're gonna see here. Lampsies touches down. The Rip Roaring Roadster could potentially out everything here, to be honest with you. Because I believe if DDR and the Living Fossil leave the field, they take the monsters with them. Seems the Prank Kids player is seeing that as well. Going to use the Red Rocket to bring back the Bow Bark and the Cockadoodle-Doo. And he's getting to put back the Roaring Roadster by some effect, which I can't quite tell yet. Very interesting. He has it, but maybe he's just checking to make sure he can do what he can do. Oh, I believe the trap has a graveyard effect, I believe. But we're going to see a Link 4 into the Rip Roaring Roadster. The dragon, the speedy dragon, touches down. And then we're going to see a summon from the deck of another Lampsies, which then the Dragster is going to hopefully... Now, he has a Meow Meow in the grave, unless he's already used it to conserve resources. Yep, he's going to use the Rip Roaring Roadster here. Which is pretty good. He's going to wait and then use that in the end phase, which of course, I believe that Charles would get his, would get the search. And that's going to wrap it up, guys, for this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge shout out to our Crusaders. This is Charles from Team COG signing out.